getting to know them personally with interviews on Rock Made of Metal.
I'm Daniel, and I play guitar in Like Torches, and I sing a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm Jonathan, and I sing in Like Torches.
Guys, we've got, let's talk about the new album that was just recently announced that was going to be released.
Yeah.
Let's start off with a little bit of detail about that. Let's start off with yourself. Do you want to kind of explain a little bit?
Yeah, it's been a weird process for us, just like the whole writing process. Everyone like works and stuff, so it's like finding the time to do everything with the band has been like a struggle this time around. It's just been like so many things happening. And I think that also gave us a lot to actually write about on this upcoming record too. So like a lot of things happened, and I think we put everything that we could like into this record, which is really good for us, and we love it. There's like a lot of things, everything from like the usual breakup songs or whatever to like kind of dark songs too, about a lot of darker subjects.
So you kind of say this was kind of like something that was on again and off again a little bit as well too. So I mean, asking for yourself, was this kind of like almost kind of like a thing on the side that was a passion project for the band almost, that it was just now we're here kind of situation, like, or was it somewhere in between of like the full-time job kind of thing? Because that's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. This is definitely a passion project for us because everyone works, like Daniel said. But also we want to make it a lot more than that. So I don't know. Like Daniel said, we just put everything we have into this, and we really want to make it work. And I think it helped us a lot. Like you said as well, like coming up with the lyrics and stuff. It helped us a lot.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about that then, because you know you're talking about all those kind of hardships and whatnot coming up. Let's go into detail about that a little bit then. You know, so you're talking about how there was the hardships of making the album. How's that? Can you give examples of how that's reflected in maybe some of the songs that will be coming out for this album? I think, can you give us examples?
Well, yeah, like things on the side. When you're in a band, you put a lot of blood and effort into your projects, and so everything else that happens in your life sort of becomes secondary. You know, like it's kind of weird, but that's how it is. And I feel like that's something that reflects on this record, and like how sometimes people can't stand you anymore, so you're basically like ending relationships because of your band, you know, and like even friends, and not really like that far as it would be family, but like even friends and like people in your life kind of just disappear because you put everything in your band. And it's definitely it's on there. And a couple of the songs, like we just released Walking Home, is about one of those incidents, and just like your thoughts when you're like walking home from basically ending a relationship, even if it's like your friend or if it's like something just ended, you know, stuff like that. It's yeah,
absolutely. And then, well, of course, because that kind of ties into, I was reading a little bit about this as well, and you recorded this up in Sweden, kind of in isolation as well. So I mean, how long were you away recording this album for?
We're just away for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning of like one of the processes, we went far north to like write the record, and then we recorded it back in Stockholm. Or there's like during the winter time when it's dark all the time every day, so there's like no sunlight or anything. But we went to the northern parts of Sweden to actually write the record, and it was just us, like the band, and basically the forests. So that was pretty intense and pretty cool. Like we didn't see anyone for a couple of weeks, which is kind of nice too. But yeah, I feel like it gives the whole sound of the band and also the record a bit of a darker feeling for like the pop punk, but it's still a bit dark. So
Exactly, yeah.
Kind of isolation in tune with your isolated thoughts kind of idea
Yeah,
there a little bit.
yeah.
The record is also called Shelter, so it definitely has a lot to do with it.
I mean, so is this what this kind of album really kind of, like if you had to give it a general focus then, it's about shelter, it's about kind of, so is this really this is quite a personal thing then? It isn't really designed with a concept, this is just really the band coming out with like all your thoughts and feelings basically?
Yeah, I would say that's exactly what it's about. Like every song has something to do with I would say something dark, but also could be interpreted in different ways. So someone could just be like, oh, this is a love song probably, and for us it could be something totally different, but it could have the something like that, but it's also probably something more.
I also like that like all of the guys in the band have contributed to the writing of the songs as well, which also is pretty cool.
So it's not a one-man band thing. It's
No.
like everyone's feelings is on here.
Yeah, exactly. With the lyrics, I'm just thinking about the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone put out their feelings and stuff.
Yeah,
It's it's cool.
Absolutely. Well, let's use an example. You were talking about a song, "Welcome Home," was it?
Yeah,
again?
Walking Home, yeah.
Walking Home. Let's use that as an example. So you're saying people might take it one way, but it means something completely else. So, how do you think that song, for example, will be taken? You know what I mean? It's quite recently released, and then how do you think? What was it meant? You know?
I think people will just see it as a breakup song. That's what I think. Most people will just kind of see it as someone just basically walking home from a breakup and the thoughts after. So that's what I think people are gonna think it's about.
And what does it really mean?
Yeah, maybe Jonathan should do this one.
Yeah, that is exactly what it means. That's exactly the meaning of the song. So, "Walking Home" was a bad example for that. No, but really, I just thought about like the relief and feelings that I felt after a breakup, basically, and that there can come something good out of it. Like,
so
yeah, it's like almost like new beginnings from
Yeah.
something. Most people see things like when things end, it's something bad, but it can also be something really good. So I mean, it's kind of like it's still like the song. It's still a breakup song, but it's also about what's gonna be next, you know. And it's also kind of like a heavy subject because, you know, usually when there's a breakup, you have like all these loose ties about like that person's family that you knew, that person's friends, like everything that ends with that, and like everything that comes after. So it's like it's not necessarily bad, or like it's. I think most of the time it's good. And also like being up in the northern parts of Sweden and basically just kind of like walking on a lonely road in Sweden. That's like a lot of the lyrics came when we were just outside walking and we were like looking at the like sky, and in the northern parts of Sweden there's no cars, there's no lights. So there's basically just you and the stars and the moon, and that was kind of like also in the song.
Well, I mean, from the sounds of it, if everything's going into this album, when this album is released and you're doing a live tour as well, I mean, I'll get to that part in a sec while you're here, but like if you're doing a live tour, how do you think that's going to affect your show? Is it going to make a massive change to the show, or like is it going to be a lot more energy, kind of more passion into the show? Like, how do you think this album's going to change that? Because if it's so emotionally packed, it may have an effect.
Yeah, I feel like we've only done like a couple of shows with songs from this record, just to try it out and see what people think. And for me personally, I feel like these songs mean more to me than the last record did, unfortunately, but that's always how it is. And it's definitely gonna, I don't know if it's like if people are gonna be able to tell, but I think for us personally, it's gonna just affect how we maybe act on stage a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, we had like one show 2 days ago. That's like the first show we actually did with some of the new songs.
Yeah,
we have played
one in Sweden.
But I felt way more passionate, and I don't know, maybe of course it has to do with the fact that it's new songs. It's more fun to play. But when I think about it, some of our old songs are also really emotional to me, so I don't know. Actually, I think it's way more exciting, of course, and some of the songs are more emotional for sure.
Guys talked a lot. I noticed you were saying something how you went up there to hopefully shape the album in the way that you want it to be shaped and get the sound that you want it to sound. Did you get that, or did you not get that? Did you get that? You know, like
I feel like we got it. I thought the whole album was gonna be more pop than it ended up being. So for me, I think that's exactly what kind of happened. I think that we went there just because we wanted to have peace and quiet, to be able to write good songs. And what happened was that they turned into like good songs, but like darker songs. So I don't think, we definitely wanted just to kind of get away to focus on music, but also the setting and everything that like happened around that time just made it a good combination for like, and it definitely reflects on the album, definitely.
Agree yourself then?
I agree.
Hey, what's up? I'm Daniel and I play guitar and sing in Like Torches.
I'm Jonathan, and I sing like torches. Also, you're watching Rock Made of Metal. Click here to subscribe, and click there for more videos.